Hello everyone, welcome back to online class. I am Akka Mahadevi from Upper Public School, Kalaburgi. So today I am here with an interesting chapter. So before starting this chapter, let me ask you something. Okay. So you are seeing few images on your screen, isn't it? So have you seen stickers that remain attached to iron surfaces like almirah or doors of refrigerators? So in your home there are refrigerators. So have you seen? And even in some pin holders the pin seems to be sticking to the holder, even you can see on the images. Okay, so in some pencil boxes the lid fits tightly when we close it even without a locking arrangement, isn't it? Have you observed all this? And even you can see here picking up iron pieces from heap of waste. So here there is a heap of waste where a big machine is picking up the iron pieces from the waste. So how do you think is this all? What do you think, like what is hidden behind this? Can you guess? Exactly, magnet. So today we will learn something about fun with magnets. Okay, so today we will discuss about the chapter that is fun with magnets. So these are the contents which we are going to learn in this chapter. Okay, so first we are going to learn about discovery of magnets, isn't it? So next we are going to learn about magnet, types of magnet, magnetic and non-magnetic substances, poles of a magnet, finding directions, like how can we find directions by using magnets, and even we will learn about the uses of magnets, so where the magnets are used. So even we learn about make your own magnet, even we can make magnets, so how it is possible, so that is make your own magnet. And even we will learn about attraction and repulsion between magnets, so even we will learn about the attraction and the repulsion. Okay, and even we will learn about a few cautions. Okay, so these are the contents which we are going to learn in this chapter. So let me revise once again. So first we will discuss about the discovery of magnets, next magnet, types of magnet, magnetic and non-magnetic substances, poles of a magnet, finding directions, uses of magnets, make your own magnet, attraction and repulsion between magnets, a few cautions. So these are the contents which we are going to learn in this chapter. So first is discovery of magnets. So how magnets were discovered? Okay, so there is one small story regarding this. Okay, so who found out about magnets? Okay, so there is a story about a shepherd named Magnus who lived in ancient Greece. Okay, this is a story about a shepherd who lived in Greece. Okay, he used to take his herd of sheep and goats to the nearby mountains for grazing. So what he used to do? He used to take his sheep and goats to the nearby mountains for grazing. So Magnus carried a stick with him to control his herd of sheep and goats. So he used to carry one stick to control them. Okay. The stick had a small iron piece at its end. So the stick was having a small iron piece at its end. So one day, what happened? Magnus was surprised when he found it hard to pull his stick to free it from a rock on the mountain. So when he went, so what he did, he sat on a rock. So what happened there? The stick which he was holding was attracted to a big rock. Okay? Yes. So he was very much surprised. So what happened? What happened to his stick? Why it is attracted to that rock which is on the mountain? So the rock may have been a magnet which pulled the iron part of the stick. So people think this is how natural magnets were discovered. The rock that are natural magnets were given in the name magnetite, perhaps after the shepherd. Okay. So some people believe that the rock were discovered in Magnesia, and so we call the things magnets, isn't it? So for many years people were scared of magnetite, isn't it? People thought it hold magical powers. After all, no other materials behave like that, isn't it? So they thought it could make sick people better, frighten away evil spirits, and like what happened, they people were thinking like something magic is there in that. So as the time passed, people realized that magnetite only attracted objects of iron. So people realized that that is a rock which attract the materials like iron and all. Okay, so they came to know that that rock may or rock will not harm to them, isn't it? Yes, this is about the discovery of magnets. So here come the definition of magnet. So now what is the definition of magnet? Yes. So objects which attract magnetic materials like cobalt, nickel and iron are called as magnet. So here the objects which attract magnetic materials like cobalt, nickel and iron are called as a magnet. Okay. So there are types of magnets. One is natural magnets and the another one is artificial magnets. So let us go through this. Yes. So first, what do you mean by natural magnets? The magnets obtained naturally from a magnetic rock are called as natural magnets. So what do you mean by natural magnets? The magnets obtained naturally from a magnetite rock are called as natural magnets. So example is magnetite. So this is the rock which I had said just now story, isn't it? So this is a rock named magnetite. So this is a natural magnet. So next is artificial magnet. So what do you mean by artificial magnet? So those magnets prepared by the combination of certain mineral ores are called as artificial magnets. So just you think that man-made magnets are called as artificial magnets. Okay. So there are different types of artificial magnets which are classified based on their shapes. So there are different types of artificial magnets which are classified based on their shapes. Okay, let us see which are those. Yes, here comes bar magnet. So this is bar magnet. Okay, this is also a artificial magnet, that is bar magnet. So this is horseshoe magnet. Okay, this is horseshoe magnet. So here you can see different types of magnets. So here is horseshoe magnet. So here is bar magnet and here is magnetic needle and here is disc. Okay, so depend on the shape of the magnets we have named like this. Okay. So even you can see here, this is cylindrical shape, isn't it? So it is cylindrical magnet. It is oval in shape. So it is oval shaped magnet and it is like ring. So it is named as ring magnet. Got it? So these are the artificial magnets which are which depend on the shape they are named. So even you can see here also. So can you name? So this is, yes, bar magnet. This is horseshoe magnet. Okay. And this is the shape of cylindrical. So this is, yes, cylindrical magnet. And now what is this? What is the name of this magnet? So here are the balls, isn't it? Here on ball and here. So the name of this magnet is ball-ended magnet. So the balls are at the end of the magnet. Now, so this is ball-ended magnet. Yes, so here are few magnets, shape of the magnets, and here are the names of the magnets. So now shall we match the magnets with the names? Okay. So the first one, this one is horseshoe magnet. So yes, here is horseshoe magnet. So this magnet is bar magnet. So where is bar magnet? Yes, it is here, bar magnet. So next one is cylindrical magnet. So where is cylindrical magnet? Yes. So next one is, this is like button, isn't it? So this is button magnet. So just by seeing the images, you can identify it. Okay, what is the shape of the magnet? So here is again U-shaped magnet. Okay, so the last one is like ring, isn't it? So this is ring magnet. So these are the magnets which we have matched with the name of those magnets. Okay, fine. So here we can see the differences between artificial magnets and the natural magnets. So what is the difference between the artificial magnets and natural magnets? Okay. So first, artificial magnets are made by using different techniques, isn't it? So artificial magnets are made by using different techniques, whereas natural magnets are found in nature. So natural magnets they are found in nature, but artificial magnets are made by using different techniques. So these are man-made. So next one is they can be temporary or permanent magnets. So artificial magnets can be temporary or permanent magnets, but natural magnets are always permanent magnets. Got it? So here artificial magnets can be temporary or permanent, but natural magnets are always permanent. Okay, fine. So next one is they are available in different shapes and size. So as now you have seen like different shapes were there of artificial magnets, isn't it? So we can get different shapes and even of different size. Which magnets? Yes, artificial magnets. And what about the natural magnets? They are available in the shape and size as they occur in nature. Okay, so natural magnets are available in the shapes and size as they occur in nature, but the artificial magnets are available in different shapes and size, isn't it? So these are all the differences between the artificial magnets and the natural magnets. Okay, fine. Yes, so here is one activity. So for this activity, what are the things we need? So for this activity, take a plastic or a paper cup, okay? Fix it on a stand with the help of a clamp as shown in the image. So as you can see on your mobile screen, so there is a glass, there is a cup of plastic or a paper. So fit it on the stand with the help of a clamp as shown in the image. So place a magnet inside the cup. So take one magnet and you should place it inside the cup and cover it with a paper so that the magnet should not be visible to others. Okay? Yes. Attach a thread to a clip made of iron. Fix the other end of the thread at the base of the stand. Okay. So fix the other end of the thread. So tie a thread at the base of the stand. Now bring the clip near the base of the cup. So what happens? Yes, the clip is raised in air without support like a kite. How do you think? Isn't it? This is because of a magnet which is present inside the cup. So here what happened? Magnet is attracting to the clip. So this is the activity to show the effect of magnet. So even this activity you can do as a magic. So what others will think that the clip is like you are doing some magic and the clip is moving upward. We are not knowing that the magnet is inside the cup, isn't it? So what we think? It is a magic. So just you try this activity which is very interesting. Okay, fine. So next we will learn about magnetic and non-magnetic materials. So what do you mean by magnetic and non-magnetic materials? Okay. Yes. So what do you mean by magnetic materials? So here materials which are attracted towards a magnet are called magnetic materials. So what do you mean by magnetic materials? Materials which are attracted towards a magnet are called magnetic materials. And the examples are iron, nickel and cobalt. And even you can see the images. So here is iron, nickel and here is cobalt. So these are the materials which are attracted towards a magnet. So for this we call magnetic materials. Okay. Yes. So even you can see the examples of magnetic materials here. So here is knife which is of nickel, isn't it? So here is coin, which is of cobalt, and here is spoon, which is of steel, and here is nail, which is of iron, and here is paper clip, this is of steel. So here nickel, cobalt, steel, iron, so these are the objects which are attracted to the magnet. So these are the examples of magnetic materials. Okay, yes. So now non-magnetic materials. So what do you mean by non-magnetic materials? So here materials which are not attracted towards a magnet are called non-magnetic materials. So here what happens, the materials which are not attracted towards a magnet. So in the previous magnetic materials, what it was? Materials which are attracted towards a magnet. But here materials which are not attracted towards a magnet are called non-magnetic materials. And here are the examples: aluminium, zinc, wood, rubber. So these are the examples of non-magnetic materials. Okay, yes. So even you can see here paper, whether the paper attracts with magnet? No. Glass attracts with magnet? No. Plastic? No. Rubber, whether rubber attracts to the magnet? No. And wood, whether wood attracts to the magnet? No. These are the materials which will not attract to the magnet. So for this we call as a non-magnetic material. So these are the materials which are not attracted to the magnet. Okay, yes. So here, finding the objects attracted by magnets. So this table is there in your textbook. So just go through. Okay. So first is name of the object. Okay. So this is the name of the object, and here is material which the object is made of. So whatever the object you will take, so that object is made of which material. Okay. And here last column, attracted by magnet, whether that object attracts to the magnet. You should write whether yes or no. Okay. So first we'll take the object iron ball. Okay. So obviously iron ball is made up of iron, isn't it? So whether this iron attracts to the magnet, you should write yes or no. The answer is yes. Iron is attracted to the magnet. Okay. So next is scale. So scale, the material which the object is made up of, scale here is, the scale is made up of plastic. Okay. So whether plastic is attracted to the magnet? No, plastic is not attracted because it is a non-magnetic material. Okay. So next object is shoe. Okay. So whether this like the material which the object is made of, shoe will be made up of leather. Okay. So whether leather is attracted to the magnet? No. Okay. So here when we take an object scale, so instead of plastic scale, if you take wooden scale, so whether that wooden scale attracts to the magnet? No, it will not attract because it is also a non-magnetic material, isn't it? Fine. Yes, here is one more activity. Okay. So for this activity, so take one magnet. Okay. You should take one magnet and rub a magnet in the sand or soil. So take one magnet and just you rub that magnet in the sand or soil. Pull out the magnet. So just you take out the magnet. Are there some particles of sand or soil sticking to the magnet? So how you can see here? So you can see, isn't it? Few sand particles have attracted to the magnet. Okay. So are there some particles of sand, sand or soil sticking to the magnet? Just you observe. Okay. So now gently shake the magnet to remove the particles still sticking to it. So just you shake the magnet. So these might be small pieces of iron picked up from the soil. So when you shake the magnet, so still there might be a small sand or soil particles which are attracted to the magnet, isn't it? So these might be small piece of iron picked up from the soil. So through such an activity, we can find out whether the soil or sand from a given place contains particles that have iron. Okay, so from this we can test. So first you take, here is a plain magnet. Okay, so before, the magnet will be like this. So when you put this magnet in a sand or a soil, so these are the materials, like the small iron fillings will be attracted to the magnet which are present in the sand or in the soil, isn't it? So from this we can identify, like we will come to know that the iron particles are present in the sand or in the soil, isn't it? Yes. So here is one experiment. So just you try this experiment by taking the items. So first is here nail. You take one nail, okay? So make a table. So just you draw this table and try to do this experiment, okay? So first you take nail, fine, and you see whether this nail attracts to the magnet or not. So if it attracts to magnet, then you write here yes. Okay, so next you take pen. Then you see whether this pen attracts to the magnet or not. If it attracts, write yes. If it will not attract, then write no. It depends on your pen. Okay, if you take plastic pen, metal pen, whichever you take pen, so depend on the pen, you see whether that pen attracts to the magnet or not. Okay, so next you take candle. Okay, so you see whether the candle attracts to the magnet or not. Okay, so next you take scissor and check whether the scissor attracts to the magnet or not. Next you take pencil and check. Next you take key and you check whether the key will be attract to magnet or not. Okay, so next you take plastic scale. Okay, and next you take coin. So just you take these items and try to see whether these objects will attract to the magnet or not, and see like which materials will attract and which will not attract. So if the materials attract, then those are the magnetic materials, and if they will not attract, then they are the non-magnetic materials, isn't it? So just try this experiment. So next is poles of a magnet. So you all know that what is magnet, isn't it? So now we will discuss about the poles of a magnet. Okay. So magnetic materials get attracted towards the end of the magnets. So here what happens? Magnetic materials get attracted towards the end of the magnets. So these ends are called poles. Okay. So what we call? These ends are called poles. Okay. Yes, so here you can see. So this is a bar magnet, isn't it? And here you can see the poles of a magnet. This is a bar magnet, and here you can see in a horseshoe magnet also, isn't it? Yes. So every magnet is bipolar. That is, they have two poles at the extremities, isn't it? They have the two poles. This can be seen by spreading iron fillings around a magnet. So these fillings arrange themselves in a pattern which is mostly dense towards the two ends of a magnet. Okay. So these poles are called North Pole and the South Pole. So here you can see on your screen. Here is North Pole and here is South Pole. So whenever you put like iron fillings, small iron fillings will be there. So those iron fillings will be attracted only to the poles of the magnet, isn't it? So you can even see in the picture also. So here you can see many more iron fillings are attracted, and even here also, isn't it? So the more iron fillings will be attracted to the poles of the magnet. Okay, so even in the horseshoe magnet also you can see how the iron fillings are attracted to the poles of a magnet. So here what you came to know, there are two poles for magnet, that is North Pole and the South Pole, isn't it? Yes. So further we will discuss in the next class. Hope you all understood and you all enjoyed this class, isn't it? Thank you.